So we made some progress here. It's all a mock-up at the moment. We need to still make some parts. That retainer we're gonna make later eventually. So that's how it comes together. This sits about here. There is something coming this way, so it's balanced. Yeah, to compensate the weight for the weight of that motor. There will be a belt drive here. Up here. There will be a belt drive here. Boot belt. Something going in between here, which we still need to make. Yeah, it's coming together. Welcome back. I love it if you can rely on a supplier. Just got a delivery from Bearing Boys just in time. With our bits we ordered. We got our flanges here. A bunch of bearings and other stuff. It's the same size as this one's here. I think no, it's one smaller, which goes here. I was experimenting with the so this goes here. At the moment I'm not entirely sure if I wedge the. I probably need a bigger one. I have various sizes of these tooth belt pulleys. We have two options: move the shaft out a little bit and put the tooth belt pulley on the back, or use the tooth belt pulley itself as a coupler, because that flange goes here, and on the other part another flange goes, so you can have the tooth belt pulley here as a sort of a coupler. I think we do that. It's probably easier to do it this way, and then we just bolt it together. So we need a pulley which is about that diameter. Probably go for one of these. It doesn't matter. I need to check what the belt speed is on that. It's an AT10. It's a bit hard to get belts for those, but should be possible to deal with that. So we're basically hogging out the material here and use that flange. It doesn't fit. See, the hole diameter is too big. Yeah, we need to think about what we're going to do. We'll find a solution for that. I just thought it was a good idea, but apparently it's not working because the diameter is too small. We're not going to match the bolt circle here, because if we drill the holes here we're actually falling on the teeth, which is no good. Okay, we need to find another solution for that. We'll find something. Alright, I need to think about it. So we finally decided what we're going to do with the belt drive. We use AT10, which is not ideal. Especially the diameters are a bit big. But I have an abundance of AT10 belts. Got some here, different lengths. I think I bought them for a project many years ago, which never happened. We got different sizes, so the big, look at that, that's a bit smaller. So this big one goes here, and the small one goes with the motor. We get a 1.1 ratio, which is exactly what I want. The big one goes here, and the small one, that's just accidentally the right diameter, goes down here. So the belt routing will be something like that, except that the small roll will be where my fingers are, and the big roll will be here. There will be a tensioner roll here, something like that. So because we need about 12 teeth in mesh, and we will have that. So the smaller one goes on the motor, the biggest one goes on this shaft, and the small one goes here. So that's what we're going to do. We got probably about 10 of these with pilot bores, so they're not finished. That just happens that has the right bore actually. So that's the plan, because we got so many belts. and so many pulleys for that particular belt type. The 8010 is you don't get pulleys anymore. I haven't seen any pulleys for that for a long time. It was before, basically before the HCT types came, like those, a different type which got a round crown. These are more like a, yeah, so the teeth are wider and the grooves are narrower, gives them more strength. It's way too much belt for what we're going to do here. The main power will happen here in the middle, but we have it and it's free, so essentially it's free, so we use it. And we got spare belts, so we just do that one. Bit of machining. We're not going to use the taper lock here, so we machine that to the correct size. This one, the smaller one, machine that to the correct size, put it on the motor, and hope that makes sense. Maybe I do a drawing how it looks like. So we're just setting up that pulley in the other lathe. I eyeballed it, it's almost okay, but we need to indicate it. And then I think it's 19mm, we need to double check it. That goes under the motor. So 19mm keyway. Easy job. Just pour it, plug it out, job done. So we drilled it out, nice chips. We need 24mm. The drill is 18 or so. Okay, let's drill that slightly bigger and then we machine it to 24. That's the pulley for the motor. So that's 23 now. There you go. Okay, get a boring bar and bore it out. So we broach the keyway here. We use a broaching kit. One of these, not cheap, but yeah, you could do it on the shaper, but it takes you ages to set up. Life is a bit easier. Quite expensive, and you only use it when you need it, because especially the small ones, they may break. Anyway, we got a keyway, so we try to fit it to the motor and find out what spacer we need. Well, not exactly my day today. You remember we had a pulley which was fitting, loose fitting here, and see that? We broached the wrong one. I was wondering why the broaching guide was so loose. It's actually this one. Okay, so we'll do it again. That's life. Alright, so this time we got a chance to film it. Yeah, you just make sure you got something with a hole in it. Got something here. Set it up, and once you're through, you put these spacers behind and do it again 3 times, and then we should be good to go. I would do it on the bench press, but the problem is it needs a bit of force, so I just can't get the force on the bench press, so I do it on a hydraulic press, which is a bit tedious because you're going to pump it all the way down. But that's how it is, you know. I'm not going to film the whole thing because it's pretty boring, but you've probably seen that before on other channels. Just pump it down, and the broach itself is getting wider and wider and wider over the length, and then you just make the keyway. Let me put some oil on and show you the finished product. You don't need to show the whole thing. Again, once it's through, you put one of these spacers behind, one of these, and do it again 3 times, and then you're done. Alright, that's it. And here you can see it curls the chips out here, because it's getting wider over time, and then it's becoming square already. Alright, let's do it 2 more times and then we should be done. So here we have it, fully through, just pull it out and the keyway is done. Get that out. That's the spaces, that's the guide. Here we got our keyway. Alright, hope that's the right pulley now this time. Let's fit it to the motor, check what spacer we need. So we need to make a spacer here, 10 millimeters, but it's a firm press fit. So we're not going to do that right now. Maybe we need to move it a bit. Well, I've got enough clearance here. We are at the end of the machine shaft, so that's all good. That's where we want it, and that's how it roughly goes into it. Move it further back. We need to, and that's the reason why we have it so close, because we want the motor away from there, and we might need to go a little bit back because the pulley goes about here. That's the next thing we're gonna make. We need to make that pulley thing